When Mabel, a gentle aging dairy cow, first arrived at the gentle barn, everyone expected her to finally live the peaceful life she deserved. After years of hard work producing milk on a family farm, her owners wanted her to spend her remaining days surrounded by love and care. At first, everything seemed perfect. Mabel explored her new home slowly, eating well and resting in her cozy stall. Ellie and Jay, the founders of the gentle barn, adored her immediately. But when the sun went down that first night, everything changed. From the barn came the sound of deep, aching cries, low moos that went on for hours. Ellie rushed out, thinking something was wrong, but Mabel wasn't sick or hurt. She was just crying. It went on the next night, and the next. Ellie said later that it sounded like heartbreak, like a mother searching for someone she had lost. The vet confirmed that Mabel was physically fine, but emotionally she was suffering. The sadness was so intense it began to affect her appetite and energy. Everyone at the sanctuary worried that her new beginning might not last unless they figured out what was wrong. That's when Jay decided to drive back to the farm where Mabel had come from. He told her former owners about the strange, constant crying. They were surprised. Mabel had always been calm and gentle. Maybe, they thought, she just missed the only place she'd ever known. As Jay was leaving, something out in the pasture caught his eye. A young bull, small but strong, only about 9 months old. When Jay asked about him, the farmer hesitated, then sighed. "That's Mabel's last calf," he admitted. "Her son." The little bull's name was Miles. Like all the calves before him, he had been taken from his mother just days after birth. The family had kept him longer than usual, but soon he was scheduled to be sent away. But Jay's heart sank. Suddenly everything made sense. Mabel's cries weren't confusion. They were grief. She had lost her baby and couldn't understand why. Jay told the family what was happening at the gentle barn. Touched by the story, they agreed to let Miles go live with his mother instead of sending him to slaughter. When Jay arrived back at the sanctuary with the trailer, Ellie and the team waited anxiously. Before he even parked, Mabel began to cry again, but this time it sounded different. From inside the trailer came a faint reply. The moment the gate swung open, Mabel charged forward, bellowing joyfully. Miles jumped out and the two ran to each other. They rubbed faces, mooing softly as if no time had passed. Miles even began to nurse, something no one thought he'd remember. Tears filled everyone's eyes. For the first time, Mabel was whole again. But the surprises weren't over. A few days later, the vet returned with Mabel's blood work, and some incredible news: she was pregnant. Mabel had conceived shortly before leaving her old farm. She had come to the gentle barn already carrying a new life inside her. This time, though, she wouldn't have to face loss. This time she could raise her baby herself. Months passed peacefully. Mabel spent her days grazing beside Miles, growing stronger and happier. Ellie often said you could see gratitude in her eyes, a quiet joy that filled the fields. Then, under the light of a rare harvest moon eclipse, Mabel went into labor. Ellie and Jay stayed by her side as she brought a beautiful calf into the world, a little girl they named Eclipse. Mabel gently cleaned her newborn, making soft sounds of reassurance. Within an hour, Eclipse stood on shaky legs and took her first steps toward her mother's milk. For the first time in her long life, Mabel's milk would go exactly where it belonged, to her baby. Years later, Mabel still lives peacefully at the gentle barn, surrounded by her children, Miles and Eclipse. She's healthy, calm, and content, a mother who finally got the ending she deserved. Her story reminds us of something simple yet powerful. Love, in all its forms, is universal. Even a cow cries for her baby, and every mother deserves the chance to hold on to hers.